showing some replays. That is all sorted now, so if you miss some action, we'll be able to show it to you on that replay. Great work up there from Grant Collingwood from Ctas. Has been doing a wonderful job, but just waiting for Tim Coleman to approach the starter, just trying to see past the big screen down there at the end of the track to see where he is. Hey, there was actually a mate of mine was recently saying that there was a couples conference going on somewhere, and there's about 20 couples up there, and the lady said 85% of men don't know their partner's favourite flower. And young Horry put his hand up and he says to his missus, "It's self-raising, isn't it?" Sounds fair to me. Tim Coleman, Dylan Matthews. Tim Coleman, the jet boat mechanic from Martin. Dylan Matthews, the engineer from Wanganui, Violet Tenancies. And these guys, as I said, they've had 2 DNFs thus far today, so really need to get one on the board if they want to feature come the end of the day in the top 9 finals. In the sudden death eliminations, you can see certainly not putting the foot into it at the moment, just easing it along quite nicely. So at the moment, A-OK. No, they've gone the wrong way again. Oh, Tim Coleman. What is he doing? There is confusion at foot. I'll tell you what, Tim Coleman is so lost. He's like a dog going around in circles looking for somewhere to sleep at the moment. Oh no, he's back on track. So he sorted the rotation out. That's a positive outcome. So these guys certainly need some sponsors on the side of the boat, because the amount of time they're spending on the track, it'd be really good branding opportunities for a sponsor should they come on board. So Tim Coleman's still a long way to go in that run home. Now they should be confident. Squeeze the accelerator a little bit. Not far to go now for Tim Coleman and Dylan Matthews. And that's a 1 minute 37 seconds .946. 137.946. They get their first lot of runs on the board. So Shane Travers will be out next. Hannah Berry, the pairing from Wonga Vegas. Just waiting for them to make their way towards the start line. That wind picking up again. These gusts coming through certainly going to create a few issues. We've got Mike, our race director here, mate. What are your thoughts?
So far so good, but this weather's starting to impede us. Starting to encroach. We are watching it now, so whether we get that 5th qual, we don't know.
All right, you heard that there from our race director. We might end up with 4 qualifying runs so that we can get into the top 9 shootout to be able to get a result. So this will be interesting. We're keeping an eye on the weather. The dark clouds appearing over the horizon to the left of screen for those of you watching on the live stream at home. You're not going to be able to see it, but we can watch it coming. But it is Shane Travers and Hannah Berry out on track. Their split was a 29.912. Oh, really eased it off into that right-hander. But this young man, his first season behind the wheel, is doing a very, very good job indeed. And really magnificent to see these young people coming through in our sport and starting to make some inroads and starting to develop the confidence, develop the experience, develop the knowledge and the know-how to be able to move forward. So down that fast part of the track, certainly not squeezing it, and across the line there with a 102.675. 102.675 there for Shane Travers. But certainly the weather down south there looking a little bit ugly, but that's all right. What it normally does here, I'm confidently told, is it sort of gets to the edge of the Oxbow Aqua Track and it peels left and right, leaving us with a clear path to continue through our day. So, and a big thank you to Lloyd and Julie Ferguson for allowing us to use this amazing facility. Tisdall Contracting for the new safety fence. Dwayne Service Centre for the use of their side-by-side regional forward and advance equipped for the use of their tip truckers. Carl Brentzel and Hamish Murray, Timber Creek Contracting, went out very aggressively last time out. That's not a bad way to go about that left-hander. Took it very wide indeed, kept the momentum up, kept that speed up. So Carl Brentzel, we haven't seen him on course for some time. Great to see the young boys from Tapanui back out on track at the moment. Just eased off on the accelerator, set the boat up into that left-hand hairpin in front of commentary. Just bogged it down. You heard the impellers just spinning just a little bit there. Smooth into that part of the course, up through that central channel. Into the Rock Gas roundabout now for Carl Brentzel and Hamish Murray. This is looking like a reasonably tidy lap at this point. And across the line, good time. Carl Brentzel, 55.276. Carl Brentzel and Hamish Murray, great to see them back on course again and straight back into the fray. So it will be Tony Reid and Andrew Bakey in the Julco machine coming out next. As I said earlier, Tony Reid, the driver, doesn't have a lot of faith in his navigator when his navigator couldn't actually find the track last round. So he has doubt that his navigator can find his way around the track, although the driver did hold the navigator's hand all the way down here to Wanaka to make sure he could get here. So an interesting set of circumstances will be appearing, and he's gone the wrong way. Uncle Tony has gone out there with a full head of steam, and there goes the confidence. You need to come back this way, Tony Reid. To get back on track proper, you've got to come from the direction in which you were originally going to get the rotation correct. So Tony Reid needs to turn left through this channel here, through to the far side, Tony. Back on rotation proper now. So Tony Reid certainly throwing a lot of time at the clock, making life very difficult for himself and Andrew Bakey. The frustration showing now, boat 303 Drillco from Reid Engineering in Waitra. Bogged it down a little bit around that left-hander. The boat name's still at it. So great to see that they are now back on rotation proper. Tony developing speed in the Drillco machine. Oh, a bit of a hesitation there. Just feeling his way around at the moment. Like a blind man in a dark room looking for a hat that isn't there. Oh, a bit knifey through there for Tony Reid. They did post a time though. That was by the hair of my chinny chin, I can tell you. So the time there, a 1:29 and some change for Tony Reid for Drillco. 1:29 and a bit of change there. Shout out to Colin and his missus from
Porirua.
From Porirua. I hope they are watching. Great to have a chat with you guys on Wednesday evening, and we look forward to seeing you back at the Jetsprinting aqua tracks around this great country very, very soon. So g'day to Colin and your wife. Hope you're enjoying the live coverage here today from the Oxbow aqua track as Phil Dick and Hayden Digby Smith in the Jet Design Co machine make their way out onto course. The Reaper is the machine. The JDC Hyper Sprint 4000 big off into the fence at the top of the course, and that is a sudden stop, ladies and gentlemen, and that is another one gone. Well, Phil Dick there, just the big, long progression right up and into that fence reasonably gently, I would have to say, all things considered, as we have a look at the Mouthfresh big screen. And Yep, that catch fence certainly doing its job. Interestingly, when these boats come out of the water and they hit the grass, they actually pick up speed because the water obviously provides a bit of, what's that thing called? When they're on the grass, they have less friction. When they're in the water, they have more friction. So when they hit the grass, they actually speed up. But, well, I dare say that Phil Dick and Hayden Digby-Smith will be A-OK. The rescue crew brought into action up there. Ladies and gentlemen, give our rescue crew a big round of applause. I tell you what, I wouldn't like to be the rescue crew today. It's a little bit too cold out there for my liking. You see Big Chewy down the bottom end of the course there with those blue shorts and the high-vis vest. He's out there yelling at somebody. Watch out for that man. They call him Chewy, not because he looks like Chewbacca, but because he'll absolutely gnaw your arm off if you're known to be doing the wrong thing. We will take a short break and be back after the rescue of the Jet Design boat. All right, we are back to racing. Great work from Tisdall Contracting to have sorted this fence out. A lot of work's been gone into it, and just put the hay bales up there just as a bit of reassurance. So fantastic to see the great work from Tisdall Contracting. So it is Tisdall Contracting coming out now with case construction equipment on there, as well as advanced equipment catering for all of your earth moving requirements. So Clayton and Mandy Tisdall absolutely on fire here today at the Oxbow Aqua Track. The jet speed hull. Oh, Clayton Tisdall absolutely flying at the moment. Has the numbers on the board as the quick time of the day so far. Oh, the split, it is a 25 thereabouts. And absolutely hammering his Clayton Tisdall. Haven't seen him drive with this style of confidence, this going as well as we are today. Mandy Tisdall, that animated navigator, just really keeping her husband right on line. This is going to be another good time for Clayton and Mandy Tisdall. Very wide, but it's a 51.428. That's a cracker run for the local couple for Case Construction and Advance Quip. I'll tell you what, the track advantage for the locals is really shining through this part of the day. We have had an announcement from our race directors. Instead of the 5 qualifying runs, we are going to cut it down to 4 because of the impending weather potential. So it will be 4 qualifying runs. We are currently in 3, but it is Neil Marshall. Big deal, Neil from Eagle Automotive. Jay Hayden doing the navigational duties here. This man is chasing Ollie Silverton for the Group A win, currently in 2nd. And the way he's come out for this qualifying 3 run, you dare say that the rotation is sorted out. A little bit of a misstep into that right hand of the boat, just stepped out a little bit. Now into this hairpin, he's off it really, well, not too bad there. He ran a little bit wide, but he kept it within the wet stuff. That's the main aim of the game, obviously. A little bit untidy around that right-hander. Second time in that part of the course, and the boat is obviously slowed. Tight around this left-hander, now up to the Rock Gas roundabout. And hammering down this back chute now is Neil Marshall and Jay Hayden. In close to that line, 54.427, 3 seconds slower than Clayton Tisdall. In fact, it's 3.001 seconds slower than Clayton and Mandy Tisdall. So it'll be Sean and Faye Rice out next from Elite Kitchens. Faye Rice, the navigator, is actually an aerobatic pilot up there in New Plymouth. So certainly accustomed this 2-dimensional track as opposed to the 3-dimensional that we get effectively in the skies. Finds it pretty easy to work her way through this. Sean Rice, the driver, has come onto the scene and won the first round in the Group A Championship in Wanganui some months ago. Has not been able to sort of emulate that, but really very aggressive out there in this Sprint Tech hull. Oh, the big back off into the hairpin. You just saw the spray going straight into driver and navigator face. The wind is gusting at the moment, so it's all a matter of timing when you're coming off the trailer. Will the wind die down for your run, or will it gust? At the moment, he's gusting quite hard with Sean and Faye Rice out on track at the moment, but they're not letting it bother them, just concentrating on the job at hand. Down this back chute, the fast part of the course, into the line. Sean Rice, nearly grabbed the inside there, and a 57.134. 57.134 into P4 at the moment for the Group A category, qualifying round number 3, as we see that it is Simon Gibbon and Donna Thompson coming off the trailer in the Novus Auto Glass machine. There is lots of strange noises going on out in the background there of the commentary tower. We're just trying to see what's blowing over. But it is Cy Gibbon. Let's not worry about what's behind the commentary tower. Let's worry about what's in front of the commentary tower. Cy Gibbon, have a look at the aggression in this early part of the lap. Absolutely flying at the moment. Cy Gibbon and Donna Thompson. Donna from Wanganui, Cy Gibbon from Christchurch. Wow, North Canterbury really hammering it at the moment. The South Islanders are the guys leading the charge at the moment. So Cy Gibbon, that right hander caused him a little bit of problem last time out. Seems to have got through it okay that time. Now into this sequence of left hand and right through there, the sweeping arc manages to get in there nice and tight. Straight lines it up into Rock Gas. Bogged it down a little bit on the exit. That'll cost him valuable tenths. Oh, the boat untidy, it skipped, it stepped sideways. 51.426, Cy Gibbon straight at the top of the table, 0.002 quicker than Clayton and Mandy Tisdall. Cy Gibbon had a moment down that back straight there. The boat just stepped out to the right. Lucky to get away with that. The experience told he eased off the accelerator. Instead of pulling right out of it, you create reversion. The water going into the jet unit's got nowhere to go. It makes the back of the boat completely loose, but Cy Gibbon smart enough to ease off there. So, next boat out to face the starter, Tim Betts and Hokey. Betsy, the builder from Auckland. Hokey, the waitress at the Cadillac Cafe down there, or up there in Tauranga, at the bottom of Lake Taupo. So the boat is Violent Tendencies. Big g'day to Fonzie Mullen out there watching in Australia. Very good to point out there, Fonzie, that water creates drag and grass creates speed. Well, I got myself completely and utterly tongue-tied, which is not unusual, to be fair. So thank you for straightening that one up. But Tim Betts just needs to keep this one sorted out. So Tim Betts now picking up the pace in this Group A, in for his run through the line, well down the list with a 65.677, 65.677. I'll tell you what, this rotation in this early part of the day so far certainly creating lots of problems as far as rotational errors go, and really just taking a long time for everybody to get settled with it. Well, we're getting just a little bit of rain here at the Oxbow Aqua Track, but as we predicted, it looks as though it's separating through here. So we might just get the edge of the front that's coming through, and it might separate around us as Ross Travers and Amanda Kiddo, Super Mario and Amanda Kiddo on the water in the radioactive machine. Ross Travers blew an engine at Wanganui last round And have a look at the way drives. Oh, just a bit untidy. Caught a bit of crosswash coming into there. Skipped the boat out just a little bit sideways. But Ross Travers, plenty of experience, plenty of numbers on the board as far as worlds go as well. So Ross Travers, nice down the bottom part of the course. The man who operates the Fordell Garage and Post Office and Takeaway up there, certainly a busy man, the family business up there. Duck in and say good day to him. Super Mario, 54.146. Ross Travers into P3. Only about half a second behind the time of Clayton Tisdall. Remember, Cy Gibbon was only 0.002 quicker than Clayton Tisdall. So certainly hotting up really early in this Group A category, as we got reigning world champion in the Group A category, Ollie Silverton and Jess Sitt coming to the fore. Into the start line, under starters orders. The green light is a go. Ollie Silverton, no, the light did not go. Yes, it is. Ollie Silverton away. Jess Sitt saying, come on, mate, what are you doing? Concentrate on the job at hand. We have a championship to win. We have a round to win. We need all the stars to align. Ollie Silverton went wrong way during qualifying round number 2. We're in qualifying round number 3. The final qualifier, final boat to qualify for Q3 in the Group A category. Ollie Silverton, not too bad around that left-hander. Maybe need to run a little bit wider there, smooth it out a bit. Very nice into that right-hander. Plenty of power in this Magnum motivating machine for Sun Tough. GJ Gardner Homes and PSP Building Brands. Have a look at the way that this man is attacking this course. A little bit knifey around the Rock Gas roundabout. But Ollie Silverton, this is going to be quick. This is going to be real quick. 51.718. Whoa, Ollie Silverton into P3 for qualifying round number 3. So it's Cy Gibbon, Clayton Tisdall, Ollie Silverton, Ross Travers, Neil Marshall round out the top 5 for qualifying 3 in the Group A category. Cy Gibbon, 0.002 seconds quicker than the local man, Clayton Tisdall. That rounds out qualifying 3 for the Group E category. Group A, sorry. We are going to go qualifying 3 in the unlimited category.